Was that last 2 weekends ago? And had a good show up there. Was just talking about the Sport Compact class up there, and they had, I would imagine, 30-ish cars up there.
No kidding.
They had a B feature in the class, so
that's a good sign.
Good sign. Yep. Had good car count. They had probably the biggest car count up there that they've had in a long time. I think there was like a total of 250 cars or so.
Good race.
So,
good races.
It was
good.
I'm sorry I didn't get any results, but I'll give you some off the top of my head.
Would that be accurate?
Well, in the modified class.
You've slept since then.
Huh?
Would that be accurate? You've slept since then.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Okay, go ahead.
But no, in the modified class, it's easy.
Okay.
Because Jordan Grabowski, there ain't nobody got anything for that guy. It don't matter where he starts.
He has got those cars figured out.
You know he started on the front row Saturday night with Jesse Sobbing. They took off on the green, and Jesse beat him to the corner. Track was rubbered up, kind of one lane on the bottom. And then it started to widen out a little bit as the race went on. But Jesse beat him to the corner, and Jordan kind of fell in behind him. And then Clayton Christensen from Iowa, I believe he is, he got in the mix, and he ended up passing them both and took the lead and led to lap like 12 with like 12 to go. And on the restart, Jordan was kind of just riding back there, saving his tires, you could tell. And with like 12 to go, he said, "It's time to go, boys." And he drove around him and took off and ended up driving away. But
it doesn't matter where he shows up. You got to pick him as a favorite to win.
Oh, boy.
He's got that car figured out. He's driving those GRT chassis.
Yep.
He's got those cars figured out.
Yep. He does.
You know, and everybody hates it when he shows up because, but he has got that thing figured out.
He's tough.
Yeah. What about the rest of the classes? Do you remember?
Our one of our local guys, Tyler Fry,
picked up the win.
He ran second on Friday night, and then he won on Saturday night.
On Saturday.
I only know that because I got to give a shout out to Speed Shift TV. We ordered it on the internet. They did a super good job of filming that. So we watched it on Friday night, and then we went on Saturday.
Okay.
And trying to think, Adam Armstrong won on Friday night in the hobby stocks. And I'm sorry I don't have any more.
That's okay.
I can't remember.
It's tough when you're there. You should have wrote them down, but it's tough to do. While we're covering results, go ahead.
Another thing, when we went up there on Saturday, you know how the weather is in Beatrice for their spring race and their fall race.
It could be snowing.
How many times have you ever stopped at Dairy Queen and got ice cream on the way to Beatrice Spring Nationals?
Never.
We did.
It was warm, wasn't it?
It was nice.
Uh-huh.
It was great weather for it. So
we were there. That one year we were there. It was snowing.
I know it.
And then they canceled. Then they made it a one-day show, and then we got the heck out of there.
I know it. It was crazy, but good weather.
Good weather. Okay, while you're covering results, anything else? What about NASCAR race this weekend? Caution for debris.
There was a chunk. I seen it sitting there, but
sure.
Yeah. And I liked Kevin Harvick's deal, my favorite.
What?
On the pit stop that last time when they all came in.
Yeah.
And not knowing whether they were going to take 4 tires or 2 tires, and they were scheduled to take 4.
They're scheduled to take 4. He made the call from the seat.
The car dropped, and he said, "See ya.
Bye." I'm out.
Yep. And that was a good call. Other than 4 tires did end up winning the race with Brad Keselowski, so I don't know if it was a good call or not.
I'll take track position, I think, anytime.
I was kind of rooting for Kurt Busch. He was fast all day. I think he led the most laps. And the 2-tire deal right there at the end just didn't suit him.
Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? Because what do you think? Do you think NASCAR got this right?
With what?
With Kurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think they might have jumped the gun by banning him so quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. I always believe that you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, I know.
And it's tough in this day and age. It's tough. And I mean,
and as big a sport as the NFL is.
Sure.
You know, it has many fans as the NFL has got. NASCAR was kind of, stuck there thinking,
I know.
we gotta.
I know they wanted to do something, but I think they should have waited.
I know, I do too.
The outcome would have been different. And then they give him a chance to run for the championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay too, because they know they made a mistake.
You're right. Yeah.
At least they're trying to right it. I mean, I'm not a Kurt Busch fan. I'm not. I mean, it would have been cool if he'd have won.
Yeah.
But
yep.
So
that's right. No, I
Junior
agree.
was mired back in traffic for taking 4 tires.
Yeah. Yeah. He got stuck in behind Greg Biffle there, and my uncle and I were talking how the Roush cars are struggling so bad, and which is very uncommon for the Roush team to be struggling like they are, but they just haven't been showing up at all on weekends, so they got some work to do.
And this was a tough weekend too, because I was torn between the Wichita State KU game. By the way, your Hawks lost.
Not my Hawks.
I know you're not a Hawk fan.
I was sitting there rooting for the Shockers.
Were you rooting for the Shockers?
Yeah.
So, and that was terrible timing. The Shockers and KU playing, and then we had the NASCAR race all at the same time. So
yeah, that's what DVR is for.
Which one did you DVR?
The race.
Any other results? We got racing this weekend out in Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
I
need you to do me a favor this weekend.
Okay.
I got something that's got to go to Hayes.
Oh.
It's in the trunk of my car.
Okay. Yeah, Hayes is coming up. They got testing going on Thursday night at 7 o'clock, I believe. And then races are Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock.
Looks like decent weather this weekend.
I think so. I think it's going to be a good turnout.
Ought to be a good show.
Yep. I know we're planning on heading that way. And
I'll be here.
As far as other things to talk about, we had the mall show.
Yep. Good turnout.
And not a bad turnout. I know Dusty was kind of disappointed on the car count, but I kind of chalked that up to the doggone winter.
Too cold.
Being so cold. I mean, everybody, unless they had a really nice shop to work in, probably didn't get started till late. So a lot of guys aren't done. And
yeah.
so,
It's been cold. It's been cold to be out here. I mean, this thing, Ryan's car is behind us. Look, the Cole's car behind us. Emerson's car's not ready. And Ryan's car was done, but he's got work to do to it mechanically now. So, and then mine needs an engine and several other things. And
I know there's a
shocks and springs all over the place. It's been too cold to do much.
I know it. So a lot of guys are.
But I'll call you when mine's ready to scale. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, listen, and David's going to be shooting for Dirt Track Central out there. They'll be streaming it live this weekend. So where can we catch it at, Dave? You're going to have to tell me or text me, one of the two. DirtTrackCentral.com. What time? Starts at 7, so you'll start streaming then? Yeah, they'll probably do it preview on Thursday. Okay. So there you go. If you want to watch it, it's going to be streamed live from Hayes. I'll probably be watching it because I got stuff to do behind me.
My wife and kids they got to work next day, so they're going to be watching it. But
there you go. That'll be a place to watch it from. Dirt Track Central will be streaming it on their website, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
That's our producer, Dave Cheveria, puts this show together for us every week. Certainly appreciate that. Dave's a little stressed today. I didn't get here until just a few minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
He had to set up all by himself.
Oh, nuts.
But Bobby and I will help you tear down, Dave. All right. You want to get on to this program
let's talk
with Paco and his daughter. And what do you think? Going to be racing your daughter this year, huh? Hold it up closer.
I really don't know how much I'm looking forward to that. But
why is that?
I don't know. Part of me is really, really pumped up about it. I've been waiting for this for years, since I started. But I don't know. We'll see.
Congratulations, too. You guys are one, and, I don't want to run back to this, but they received some funding from the Jackson Fuller Memorial Fund as well this weekend. Is that correct?
Cool.
Yep. Them and Kale were recipients of that.
All right.
So congratulations. I'm excited to see it work for you.
Thank you.
How old?
You need to hand her the microphone there from time to time.
How old is this young lady?
I'll be 14 in June.
14. Okay.
You always wanted to do this?
Yeah.
Since when?
Ever since Dad started racing.
Ever since your dad started racing?
That was pretty cool.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. Well, how's Mom feel about this?
I don't know.
Mom's over there. How's Mom feel about this? Shrugging her shoulders.
She's just shrugging her shoulders.
Yeah.
That's true. You'll know where every penny of her money goes from here on out, Mom. I can guarantee you that.
So, like, is there any incentives towards I mean, you got to obviously keep your school grades up and all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to keep. What's your grades like? You do okay in school, or do you struggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Your grades are good?
Yeah. The last 2 years, I've had honor roll with the 3.0 grade point.
Way to go.
Look at that. See there? Perfect.
Go.
Why is it that the boys always struggle? Paco, what were your grades like when you were in school? Do you remember?
They were actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, up
Really?
until the end of high school.
Until the end of high school?
Yeah, about the time I found other things.
Uh-huh. And then it was the Hello C's and the
Yeah.
there you go.
That was me. I just barely got by.
You know, Bobby's dad used to make him do his homework in Bobby's shop in the garage where Bobby worked.
He didn't make me.
Yeah, he did, because you had to get your homework done.
Well, that's true.
They had a desk for him set up in the garage where he worked on his race car at.
Yeah.
And made him do his homework there.
Had a little school desk out there, and yeah.
I might need to do that for mine.
Yeah, we were talking. You got another one coming up that's a little interested, and then the other one's not, huh?
No, my 11-year-old, he's into baseball and football. He doesn't really care too much for getting dirty. He says he doesn't mind working on them every once in a while when it comes to tearing stuff apart. But
Yeah.
he just doesn't really feel like driving yet.
Huh.
We'll see in a few more years how he feels about it.
So this year they've taken that class and they've made it strictly sport compacts, correct?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You like that?
I'm friends with everybody.
Sure, I understand.
so-
I know I know what you're saying, because it puts some people out of a race car.
Yeah. I mean, I loved racing with Stacy,
Sure.
and all them. I mean, they're really good friends of ours. But,
Sure.
I mean, the thought of a level playing field that I haven't really had for quite a while is really appealing.
Sure. And I know that it did offend some people, but they had to do what they had. They just couldn't. There's no way to police it, make it correct.
Right.
There's not.
Well, I mean, there's just such a large variance there between the two
Sure.
different classes in there.
And to be honest, this class is probably the toughest class to tech out there. Really, if you really thought about it, because there's so many variations, and we all know some of the things that can be done and so on and so forth, but there's too many variations and they just can't police them all. It's just too hard.
Yeah, I mean, you've got probably 14 or 15 decently equal competitive cars. I mean, totally different makes and models. Everything from a Integra, Civic, the Neons that we prefer, the Storms that I used to run. I mean, there's just several different cars out there, and expecting one or two tech guys to be able to look at every single one of them and pick up anything that's not quite right it's asking too much.
I think the hardest part about it is the variations. The only way to tell if that car came out with X transmission and X engine is with the VIN number. And how are you going to find that on a 10 o'clock on a Friday night? You can't run that VIN and see exactly. Maybe you can. I don't know, but you can't run that VIN number and see exactly what it was supposed to have.
No, I mean, you've got to be sitting there with your laptop and Google open already and punching keys in as soon as you get there. And then still, I mean, especially with the Hondas, so many of them were modded so young in their lives.
Right.
It's really hard to tell exactly what's been there.
And I think it puts a tech official at a disadvantage. But I do believe that IMCA does a fairly decent job with trying to make this a level playing field.
When you guys are sitting here talking about the rules, and you're talking about the engine and transmission and stuff, what kind of chassis rules are there? Or, I mean, is there anything you guys can do to the cars to help them? Or
for the most part, I mean, we're able to mess with ride height. I mean, and even then we still have to use the OEM shock and spring package. We can modify the springs, whether we want to heat them up or cut them, to drop the car down, because a lower car handles better than a high riding car.
Sure.
Less body roll. I mean, you know how it is. Tire sizes we can change as long as your front axles match and your rear axles match. The four themselves don't have to.
I see.
We cannot do side to side stagger. IMCA, they've been really really steady with that rule for. Well, I don't think that one's changed for 4 or 5 years now.
Sure. Okay. Because that'll actually help the car turn if you could change the tire size from one side to the other.
Put largers on the right, your car's going to want to turn left.
Yeah.
So what kind of cars are you guys racing this year?
We're both running neons.
Both running neons?
Mm-hmm.
Did you build them yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just got
You built them yourself?
Manual transmissions or automatics?
5 speeds.
5 speeds. Is she any good with a clutch?
Never drove one.
Oh, boy.
Play day is going to be really interesting. She'll be good to go.
You think so?
Yeah, once the car's rolling, she isn't going to have to shift.
Just remember when you go slow down or stop, that clutch pedal is very important. So, going to just mainly race at Salina, or going to try to go Hayes maybe?
I like the idea of going to Hayes. I've ran Hayes once for Fall Nationals. It's been 2010, I believe it was. Went up there once, got second place. The only one that beat me was the track champion, and we were door to door for the last half of it. Cool. I mean, it was a real good race. I really like the track. Just haven't really been able to make it back up there. And I'm wanting to go more, but
do you know is Thunder Hill still going to have their sport compact class? Do you know, Bill?
I don't honestly know.
Okay.
I've looked at their schedule, but I was looking for something else. But I'll tell you what, you ask a couple more questions, and I'll figure it out for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So going back to Hayes, they don't race there. It's like every other week. But do the sport compacts run? Do you know? Have you looked at the schedule at all? I haven't.
I gave it a glance over, but I didn't really go through it too much. I know they race them up there quite a bit.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. But then Tommy's going to have them. Salina, are you guys going to pretty much be every weekend, or?
We got 10, I believe.
10
this year
shows.
We got 10 shows.
Okay. So he's going to. I know he's running the 5 IMCA classes, and then the late models, and then you guys will probably be rotating in and out with the hobbies and the sport mods. And
yeah, I think we actually have a pretty strong rotation between us and the mod lights.
I
think that we only run on the same night as the mod lights once or twice.
I see.
Through the season.
Okay. You've been doing this sport compact thing for so many years. You ever had an itch to maybe move up, or kind of getting something else?
Yeah, big time. I've got a hobby stock chassis sitting behind my shop. Still a car. It's completely gutted down, ready to be built.
Mm-hmm.
And we were wanting to do it for this year, but things just didn't quite work out that way, and ended up in the spot where I could build both of these and race with her versus, going all out with that and then having her drive my old beat up cars.
Yeah.
We went ahead and decided to build a couple of new ones.
Okay.
Hopefully get started on the hobby stock, because I do want to switch.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a little more fun as far as the racing part of it goes.
Well, Tony Slothauer let me drive his one night.
Yeah.
Last season. Me and him both won the same night, and I wasn't going to do it, because the last thing I want to do is trash the car that just won. And he was like, "You can't do anything to it. We can't fix it. Just grab your helmet and go." So, and I had a blast. I really did enjoy driving it.
That can happen. I believe a guy by the name of Andrew Halpane took a little tumble after the races, just messing around in a mod light last year, and
that car actually it looked really, really good halfway through 3, and it came out of 3 rolling. So.
Yeah, they're little cars that don't take much to get them on their lid, and he just caught the rut just wrong, and upside down he went. He didn't really know what happened.
A rut will do it too pretty easy. I managed to flip a front wheel drive because of a rut. So
have you? You've been upside down?
Looks like they're running them every other weekend.
Every other weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just went through their schedule, and
okay.
Yeah, it's like every other weekend. And then they have a couple of nights where there's some special stuff, like when the late models are up there. They're going to run these Naismith late models up there a couple of times this summer. Cool. So those won't be there.
Speaking of Thunder Hill, with Heartland Park having trouble, I think that's going to be good for Thunder Hill Speedway, don't you, Bill?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, their car count's going to go way up, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's, it's going to go way
It's
up
always
because
it's always a bad thing to have a track closed down, but like when you got another one that close, I mean the cars and fans and everybody will still be able to go. It ain't like they're have to go a long ways.
That whole deal could have been handled a whole lot differently. I don't think that there was any ever reason for both those tracks to race on the same night.
I know it.
That's crazy.
Always, yeah.
Why divide the town like that, and why try to divide the classes?
Yep.
And the thing is, I know the Conkrights really well, and and I've met Ray Irwin. There's no bank payment on Thunder Hill Speedway. They own that. So there's no way. You can't compete with that.
Yep. 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 Yeah, we kind of got spoiled around here when Minneapolis was open, having Salina racing and Minneapolis racing together. I mean, that close together, that was pretty fun, I thought. You were racing when Minneapolis was open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first place I got to run.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Brittany, you excited?
Yeah.
Got all your safety gear, your fire protection stuff, and everything ready to go?
We still need a neck brace, gloves, and shoes.
Neck brace, gloves, and shoes. And that stuff gets rather expensive, too. But,
yeah, now it's not going to be so easy because I'm not getting the whole combo, so.
You're not?
I got to order it all separate.
Why you got to order it all separate?
Because Stacy and Warren are letting me borrow one of their racing suits.
Aha, one of Stacy's, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I'm borrowing Stacy's black helmet.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
So
is Stacy not racing then?
No, because she was driving a rear wheel, and now that they took those out of the schedule,
they're not going to.
They just never did build her front wheel drive car.
Because
Stacy she don't like the front wheel drives.
She needs to get her a hobby stock.
Yeah, she does. No reason to not have one.
So, all you guys are pretty much lacking is putting motors in the cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they done?
Yeah, other than the motor, that's it.
No, I mean, is the engine done and ready to go in?
Oh, no.
No. Think you'll be ready for opening night? You sure? Without a doubt. You got it? Do both cars need engines?
Well, yeah. I mean, hers doesn't really need one quite that soon. IMCA has a strict 14-year-old age rule. They will not give her a license until then. And since they sanctioned our class this year at Salina, she has to wait until her 14th birthday before she's eligible to actually compete in a race.
And when will that be?
June 4th.
Oh shoot! So you're not going to be get the start right away then, huh?
No, my first race will be June 12th.
June 12th. That would have been cool to be able to race on your birthday, though.
Yeah, there was one right after it, but we don't run that night, so.
Oh, okay.
It was the 5th, and they don't run that night, so.
Maybe that's night you go to Hayes or Thunder Hill or somewhere. Maybe Dad will take you over there.
Yeah, maybe.
But you can practice. She can go to play day, can't she?
Yeah. Lisa already talked to Tommy and Dusty.
So, good.
Go out and practice and then come out and you can probably hot lap on nights.
Yeah.
Will they, on a night of the races, will they let her hot lap and stuff? Or will they even let her on the track? I don't know.
I really don't know. I still needed to talk to them about it. I'd really like to get her some practice after the races. I know I always learned more practicing after the races than I did.
Yeah.
Just going out like on play days for the first shot. But I'm hoping they'll let us do it that way.
Tracks are always a lot bit nicer after the races, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit closer to what she's actually going to feel come future time.
Right.
I mean, even though we usually tend to run pretty early, we got to hit them up and beg in a little bit to actually get to run on a dry slick track at the end of the night. They don't really like us doing that too much sometimes. But
so it sounds like you like the track a little drier than.
Man, I'm used to running a a Geostorm against Neons and Hondas.
I remember that.
When you got that underpowered car, you had to learn how to flat foot it, and if it wasn't a dry slick, it just didn't work out.
You struggled then, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you could get all 4 tires squalling, you were in pretty good shape. Give me three laps to wind it up, and we'll hang out pretty good after that.
How did you ever come about picking a Geo anyway?
It was there.
It must have been cheap.
The first one I got, Donnie Cleveland had, and I picked up another body that didn't have a motor. Or no, I had a motor. I didn't have a decent cage in it, and ended up getting his from him and took the 2 and made 1. And that worked out pretty good for what it was. And the next year I got smart and I bought the GSI version. Had a lot bigger motor in it, and then we had a lot more fun with that. Wish it wouldn't have been pink.
I got a message here, Paco, and you know, Bobby, here's somebody that would like to be on the show sometime. And I know he's home watching. Jacob Smuts.
Oh yeah.
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 You might get with him and line him up. You know, we only got a couple weeks for this is over, but you might see if you can get him up. And Paco, he says that he's 99% positive that he's got a neck brace your daughter can have.
Oh, right on.
Okay, you know Jacob, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good guy.
Real good guy.
Trying to help you out there. I've got to buy one. I've got to buy a hood sock. I got all kinds of stuff. I know Bobby said I need my head examined, but you know what? It's going to be fun.
Hey, you got to have fun.
I looked last night and I thought, some prices have changed since I got out of this game.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
I was looking at a receiver. I need one of those too.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, that's $100.
That's $100. $100 here, $100 there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I gave my head sock to Ryan. He's got it, so I need another one.
So you need one. Yep.
So, anyhow, it'll be fun. I think you guys will do well. I think. So if you're racing for the lead, it's you and her. How's this going to play out?
I'm not going to let her beat me.
His famous saying is, "You can't beat what you can't catch." Every time somebody says that I need to try and beat him, he always looks at him and says, "You can't beat what you can't catch."
Think you can catch him?
Maybe.
Gonna try?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I've been telling people.
That's
I'll
the
try.
attitude. That's the attitude. Are you gonna let him win if he's coming up behind you?
No.
I didn't
I'm gonna
think
try. Keep him back.
I guess I don't even know where I'm going with this. Bill, jump in there.
Would you lose your train of thought?
I guess I did.
Every once in a while, I trip him up. You know what? And I like it when it happens. It's more fun when we're doing it on the radio. But yeah, Salina uses receivers. They have for the last few years. So I got to have one to participate there.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get one too.
You gotta get one of those too. Yeah, it's $100.
Yeah.
I looked last night.
Yeah, I've looked through the Speedway catalog.
There's lots of fun stuff in there, isn't there?
Yeah. I looked through Josh Howard's.
Did you?
Yeah, he got the new one, the winter one for 2014, and let me look through it. So.
Yeah.
She's been shopping. Motors, huh?
Is that what you got for Christmas? Did you get a gift card to Speedway Motors?
No.
I give her a magazine one day, and I was like, "Hey, you got to pick out the gauges that you want." Yeah, she hands me a deal back where $400 and some set of gauges with 13 different colors and all the warning lights and all that. Yeah. I've got like a $5 set of 3 gauges in there.
That's all. That
works.
That works, right? I know. I've been looking too. It's fun though. It's expensive, but what else would you be doing? Jeez,
so you guys say you have the Dodge Neons, right?
Right.
What made you go with the Dodge?
An abundance of parts.
Is there? Are they easy to find?
Yeah, they are, and they're pretty easy to work on. Horsepower and torque is in the upper section for the front wheel drives. Torque mainly. I mean, my Storms had within 2 or 3 horsepower of the Neon, but the Neon's got about 30 foot-pounds more torque. And it makes a big difference coming out of the corner.
Hey, it's just like we were at Chuck's, Bobby. Here comes another one.
Here comes another train.
Welcome to the big, thriving community of New Cambria. You ought to hear that baby roll through at 3:30 in the morning.
I'll bet. Shakes the house, don't it?
I've gotten out where I sleep through it. We'll let him. And there's one guy that comes by here that loves his train whistle.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
I got caught by one at lunchtime today. I'm glad it just picked up my lunch. So I just shut the car off and
ate lunch while you were waiting? What'd you have?
Today was Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday at Taco John's?
Taco John's,
There you go. Yeah. That's a plug for Taco John's. We should call them and see if we can get some funds. Look, I did get a text from Mike Concrete, and that is every other weekend on the Sport Compacts, but it's opposite of Hayes.
Oh.
So if you want to run in the western part of the state and then turn around and go to Northeast, you can get her done.
Mm-hmm.
See? That works pretty slick.
Yep.
And better get another job.
I get that a lot.
Do you really? What do you think? You want to try Mayetta? You ever been to Thunder Hill? You ever watched the races there?
No.
Oh. Well, it's your first year. Maybe a little later on in your career you could try that place out. You ever been up there, Paco?
No, I haven't made it up there yet.
Not even for the Thunder on the Hill stuff years ago?
No, never made it. Never made it. It seemed like every time I planned it, there was something really bad happen that last night. So,
you know, this class, I mean, and it's kind of grown away from all that. This class has been plagued with some controversy from ever. You know, we've struggled getting these guys to participate on the show from time to time. We've struggled with them. You know, what do you think? What do you think the future looks like for this class?
I hope it's back on the upswing. I mean, when my first year when I started, I mean, in Minneapolis, I ran a B. I mean, we had 36 cars, you know, and I had to race into the A.
Sure.
I mean, I'm happy I made it, you know, but that's what it used to be. But now, I mean, the guys that were there when I was here, I mean, I'm the last one of them.
Have they moved on to different classes? Have they got out of racing? Have they gotten burnt out? What happened?
No, for the most part, they're just gone. I mean, that were there when I started. I mean, some of the guys, like Tyler Fry and Josh Rice, obviously had moved up to different things. But, I mean, PB was there. He's out. Donnie Cleveland's out. Hackett's out. David Rock. I mean, those Trish, yeah. I mean, the people that were always there when I was.
Did it become not fun with all the controversy that surrounded it, or did it become not fun on the track? What happened?
Oh, I don't think it.
And there was always.
I don't think it ever had anything to do with on the track itself. I mean, for the most part, but
you know, and I mean, there was always the talk about pay, and I think now you're going to be paid. So, you know, that was an issue. Remember when you guys just got trophies when you first started?
You know, and I actually kind of liked it.
Did you?
I think I'm the only person that will sit here and honestly tell you I preferred that. I mean, I built the car knowing in advance I was not going to get paid. So I never had anything to complain about then. And I like having trophies. My kids and grandkids will see my trophies.
Sure.
That $25 check's gone.
Sure.
You know, or however much it is on any particular night. Usually then when we were getting trophies, if somebody decided to sponsor our pay, that's what we got back. Usually it was our pit money.
I mean, and trophies are something you can keep forever, so.
Sure. You know,
that's what was crazy is back then when you guys were racing for a trophy, you had 30 cars, and then they started paying, and it seemed like the cars kind of went away. I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think
get
happened?
me wrong. I have no problem with getting paid.
Well, yeah,
I don't want anybody to think I don't want to get paid.
And we're not here to put you on the spot either. You know, it's just this class has been plagued with controversy. I'm glad to see it moving in a positive direction.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it needs to happen. And I think it's a great class for somebody such, you know, I think it's a great beginner's class. I think it's a great entry-level class, you know. And so you stuck around in it a little bit longer than you wanted to. You race what you can afford.
That's it.
That's what you do. And if you're having fun, who cares?
We made a deal as long as I was having fun and I never tried to race above my means.
Sure.
So I don't have to have somebody else there to make sure I can race. This is what I can race without having to fall back on something.
You know, I need a few things for my stuff, you know, but that thing's going to be primarily unsponsored just because I'm doing it for fun. Mm-hmm. You know, would I like to have somebody's name on the side of it? Well, sure. But if I can't do it on my own, I'm just not going to do it. You know, it's a tough way to go, but it's the way it's going to be.
Right.
I hope that this class continues to grow. I'd love to see 30 cars or better.
That'd be cool.
You know, I still believe it's a great entry-level class. I think it teaches you to race side by side. I don't think it teaches you how to race a rear-wheel drive car.
Oh, it doesn't teach you squat about racing a rear-wheel drive car.
But I think it teaches you how. Well, I think it teaches you how to race in a crowd.
It does. That I've had the debate with several people several times that the main thing with her starting out in one of these is she's going to go out. She's going to be beside another car. If she doesn't like it in one of these, she isn't going to like it in something else.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gets you used to being in traffic, getting around people. It does help with your name. They know you're not going to beat on them. You know, they'll learn to trust you.
Right.
I mean, that was my whole philosophy when I started, to get my name out, let everybody realize what kind of driver I was, and then after that, start moving up in the power area. Now we're just kind of at a standstill with it.
Like I said, you race what you can afford. You know, and if you're having fun, doesn't matter. And if you're 50 years old and you decide to enter into this class, so be it. Go do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Just like me getting in a late model again. It ain't a bad deal, Bobby.
Okay,
It's going to be fun. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you are.
I've lost the most weight ever.
Yeah.
And that's the whole deal behind this, is so that I can be aggressive behind the wheel still. I got a ways to go. I got 4 weeks before the racing season starts, and I still got more weight to lose. It's the reason I'm wearing the coat.
I was going to ask you, do you know of any of are they building front-wheel drive cars? Do you know of any?
All of them I've talked to, they're all not gonna.
They're just going to quit, aren't they?
Yeah.
I guess
They're-
Wichita.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know there's some of them are still talking about going to Wichita, but for the most part, most of them just
How
either
about
sold
some
them
of
or
them?
parked them.
How about some of them that have been sitting? Know of anybody that's going to dig them out of the weeds? And
No, I haven't heard anything for sure.
okay, just kind of have to wait and see who shows
Yeah.
up.
I mean, I know some new guys that are coming into it, but I don't.
Go ahead. You first.
As far as the old school guys, as I call them, the ones that used to be around, that I haven't heard of any of them that are coming back.
You know, and I want to go on the record. I think the world of Warren and Stacy. I really do. And I know that this decision hurt them, you know, and put Stacy out of a ride for this year.
Yeah.
But you know, the promoter's got to do what he's got to do.
Right.
And I really believe that this was the only fair way for him to go. You know, and it's a tough call because it does hurt some people.
Right.
But I think if it's done right, I think this thing will grow.
Yeah, I know, and it kind of the same way with the stock car thing. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some cars there that aren't going to be legal for IMCA stock cars. So, I mean, it's either get a different car or, you know, have to go race someplace else. But, I mean, like I say, Tommy kind of had to do what he had to do on the deal and did it. So
there's no other way to level the playing field.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
Nope.
You know.
Yeah, and this I think is the only variation on the class they hadn't tried.
Yeah.
I mean, when they first opened it, they did run the front wheel drives as themselves. They didn't sanction it. Then they mixed in the mini stocks, and then that
trying to get more
was
cars.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the last couple of years, it just slowly went back down, and then this year they're actually doing it sanctioned, hoping that we can get the Mayetta, the Hayes guys to come down, because they'll actually be running for state points versus, you know, just going out and risking your car on a Friday.
Right.
I saw that.
Yep. Does anybody know I know Alan Rice was real big into that. Is he going to be getting another car? Do you know? Is he going to be racing again?
As far as I know, he's not. I work with him. I don't get to talk to him, you know, every day by any means, but I know Josh had actually made the comment that he might dig it back out again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he ran the Berry race with us last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you know, Alan's had some health problems.
Yeah, I know
He's
it.
fought
Yeah.
that stuff, and I hope he's doing well. I'd love to see him back in a race.
Yeah,
car.
I would too. He was
You know?
fun to watch.
Yeah. You know, I used to see him going to Mayetta. They'd have 2 or 3 cars on that trailer
Yeah.
heading to Mayetta. I was like,
Yeah.
holy cow, let's go, boys. You know? And Paco, you can open that up. We are on the internet. If
I've
you're,
actually got one.
you can put it right here and drink it. We don't care. We are sponsored by Mike Hill from Hill Job Graphics, and every once in a while he'll call us up and say, hey, there's a 30-pack on the porch for you guys for tonight for the show. So I want to thank him for the banner, and help yourself.
Big coincidence, he's our sponsor too, so that works out great for
he?
everybody.
I heard about
All
some
right.
shirts. Are you wearing the shirts?
I'm
Well,
wearing
stand
the
up. Wait a minute.
There you go.
Stand up. Dave, can you get that? Hold on. Hill Job Graphics did those shirts, folks. Big thanks to Mike Hill. And then turn around. Oh, look at that. 72 and 26B.
Cool.
Where'd you come up with your number at, little girl?
I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool number because first I was going to do 10 because me and Maddie, Warren's daughter, had that plan. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to quite do that.
You're just going to go off on your own, huh?
Yeah.
26B, is that your number? Or is it just 26?
26B.
26B.
And I never really noticed, but Mike has the same number, so.
He does?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Works out pretty slick. He did do a good job on the shirts, didn't he?
Oh, they're badass.
You like those?
I love them.
Really?
They're so cool.
If you guys, are you selling them? Or do you have enough to sell? Or what's the story?
We had 63.
Can you get more? Surely he'll make more, won't he?
Yeah, we have to get a waiting list, though. And he
You're on
says
To a certain amount, he'll make another set of screens.
maybe 30 people.
So if you guys want a shirt, how much you selling for?
15 up to
$15 up
15
to XL?
and then up to 3XL is where it stopped, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2X and 3X
Yeah.
are $20. So if you want a shirt, purchase one of these shirts, get a hold of Paco or get a hold of Paco's wife. Oh, my God. Tisha. I should know that.
You're lucky your hands are empty because she likes to throw things.
Yeah. I should know that. I'm a pretty easy target, trust me. But
there is a waiting list.
there is a waiting list. So if you want some shirts, and they did a pretty good job on them. Look pretty good, guys.
Yep, did good.
You'll be well represented this year.
So you talked about working with Alan. What's Paco do when you're not racing?
I'm a welder out at Eldorado National.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
2 years now.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Al's our maintenance man out there. He kicks a lot of ass at keeping us running.
Oh, yeah.
Just give him props on that.
So does your daughter have a job to support her race car yet?
No.
Nope.
There ain't no jobs till April.
It's all on Dad, huh?
The way Salina goes.
She actually did sand her car, so she gutted it. Actually, when it was still a street car, her and my 11-year-old Jared, they gutted it.
Find any money in it?
Dollars.
When I was pulling the carpet out and stuff, just finding screws, and then when I went to vacuum it out, I found, I think it was 97 cents.
There you go.
Found 75 cents in quarters, and then the rest, there was a couple dimes and a nickel.
So you had to do all that. You had to sand it, and then you had to clean it all out. Did you strip it all out and help your dad do all that stuff?
Well, I did kind of most of the stripping just because me and my brother got really bored, and we had nothing to do. So we took and decided we were going to strip the race car, and we were knocking out the dash. We got most of it knocked out, and then what we couldn't get out, my dad and Josh pulled out. And
That's always fun, tearing stuff apart like that,
yeah,
ain't it?
because we got to pull the seat belts and stuff out, and then I got to take the rear windows, the side windows out, and then the door windows.
Did you just bust them out?
No, I took them out.
Oh, you did?
You took them
Yeah.
out.
Didn't
really?
break them?
And then we took the windshield and the back windshield out, but they are no good now.
They broke.
Because, no, when we went to paint the car, we had nothing to cover the windshield and the back windshield, so we just put the windows back
I
on
see.
and then
Yeah.
taped off the side windows so the inside of the car wouldn't turn pink. Because we painted it black.
So tell me, young lady, what grade are you in? If you're
I'm
only
in 8th grade.
14 years old, you're in the 8th grade. Okay. And your friends think it's pretty cool that you have a race car?
Yeah.
Do they? What else do you do? You used to cheer, no? Didn't you
Yeah,
used to cheer?
I used to cheer, but
you
the
still
season's
cheer?
over.
You going to do it again next year?
I don't know.
You don't know? You used to dance. Didn't you?
Mm-mm.
You didn't?
Nope.
Thought you did.
Mm-mm.
Oops.
Just cheered, huh?
Just cheered. Okay, so I got it wrong.
What school do you go to?
Lakewood.
Lakewood? Okay.
What? You're supposed to talk.
I know.
It's a
And so
talk
are
show.
you. Get off your phone.
I'm getting messages. Jeez. How do you think I come up with this stuff?
Are you guys NASCAR fans?
Yeah.
Are you? Who's your favorite driver?
I don't really have one. I just watch it.
Do you? How about your dad?
What about you, Dad? Who's your favorite driver?
I'm a Junior fan.
Are you? There you go, right here. That's what it's all about. Nothing wrong with Junior. What about Mom?
She's a Jeff Gordon fan.
Jeff Gordon? I figured it'd be Jeff Gordon since she's wearing the KU stuff.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon and KU.
Jeff Gordon and KU go hand in hand, don't they?
Jared likes Kevin Harvick, so.
Jared likes Kevin Harvick?
I don't know about that one.
But you don't have a favorite driver?
Nope.
Do you watch
I
it?
like to watch it, yeah.
Have you been to a race?
No.
Haven't
but
never been?
Mom and Dad have.
Have you? Would you like? You'd probably like to go sometime.
Yeah.
Huh? Go to
Sounds
Kansas Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when they went, they had a lot of fun.
You'd go to the.
They get us.
Go this year. Go to the
they got
SpongeBob SquarePants 400 or something like that. It's going to be sponsored by Nickelodeon. That's pretty cool.
When they went last
SpongeBob
time.
SquarePants 400.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that something?
Hey.
Last time they went, I got a tank top that says Junior Motorsports or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well,
And then I think Jared got a shirt and Xander got a hat.
That was nice of them to bring you back shirts.
Do what? And we do have people that watch this show as it's being produced live right here in New Cambria. We have a peanut gallery. And he said a year ago I could have been SpongeBob SquarePants.
It's not really nice to heckle the host.
Yeah. Remember, I'm the guy with the microphones, okay? I'm half the dude I used to be, okay?
But it will make fitting in the car a lot easier.
That's exactly why I'm doing this, folks. Oh, my God. Nobody sees that video, okay? The peanut gallery continues. Ryan has that seat in his race car, and I tried to get in. Once I knew I was getting back in a race car, I climbed in his one night before they put the roof on. And it's a good thing they didn't have the roof on because I couldn't get out.
Stuck?
I was stuck. But you have to lean so far forward with that seat of his, to get out. I can get in and out of my car just fine. And I'll watch you. If you guys want to do it on camera, I'll go over there and jump right in it right now. I fit in mine. I'm not going to tell you.
We talked with Derek Klima over the weekend, and he told a funny story I got to tell on him. They were out at Hayes last weekend practicing with Clay Money's Sport Mod.
Mm-hmm.
And Clay noticed a little vibration in the thing and couldn't tell where it was coming from. So Doug, Clay's dad, told Klima to jump in it and see if he could figure out where the vibration was coming from. Well, I don't know if you guys know Clay Money, but he's, I think, a senior in high school, pretty muscular kid. Well, Derek is like way bigger. And he tried to get in the car, and the steering shaft hit him in the chest. And then he went to put the helmet on, which was 3 sizes too small, and his cheeks were
Squeezed.
up over his eyes, and he couldn't see, and he couldn't breathe. And he said, "I hope I don't have to sit in the lineup area too long. I might pass out." But he finally got out there and figured out that it was a U-joint binding up on a drive shaft that was vibrating. So they were all laughing at him for getting in
Clay's car.
Yeah.
Because Clay's just a little guy. Huh?
Yeah.
He's itty bitty. Klima can sure shake a car out and find out what's going wrong with it pretty quick.
That guy's pretty smart.
You know, there's a lot of good guys out there, and Derek's definitely one of them.
Yeah, he helps out a lot of people.
So you guys with your stuff, if you need help with it, I mean, I know you've been doing this long enough, but if there's something you just can't quite figure out, what do you do? Is there anybody out there that helps you or anything?
Josh Howard usually helps me quite a bit. He's the one that got me stuck on these neons anyway, so I tend to, he's usually around to, if I'm messing with one, he's usually there to help me figure it out in the first place.
So you started out with a Storm, right?
I started with a Topaz.
A what?
A what?
A Mercury Topaz.
Okay. I just remember the Storm, but go ahead.
Yeah, I remember.
I only ran 6 races with that Topaz, and I hit the wall 7 times.
maybe the Topaz wasn't the correct selection for you.
I will tell you right now, I could probably still roll that thing down Pikes Peak and survive, though. That was a tank. I built it to live. It lived.
Wow. So, are the Are the cars pretty tough themselves? I mean, can you take a pretty good shot and not bend them?
I mean, I've had pretty
severely?
good luck. I've had pretty good luck with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I got pinched between the wall and what I class as a mini late model, and I finished the race, and that got hauled off on a wrecker. So, I mean, it worked out pretty good for me.
So when you get stuff tore up, you end up going salvage yard, or can you I'm sure you get new parts at the parts store. It kind of depends probably on what you need.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's parts around. I've been pretty fortunate that I've ended up having enough spares for the stuff I usually break. Mm-hmm. I know what to stock up on before the season starts. So,
what do you normally break? Go ahead. You answer that question, then I got another one for you.
Suspension parts, and somehow or another, I have managed to fry the wiring harness every year.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing differently?
I have no idea. I just have horrible luck with them. I mean, the motor that's in the Neon, when they were factory, they had a poor design on the head gasket. So there's an oil jacket in the back corner that tends to leak oil. Won't affect the way the motor runs or anything else, but it just dumps massive amounts of oil down the back of the motor right onto the alternator, and it'll get into that wiring harness. Well, finding a Neon that doesn't have an oil-soaked wiring harness is relatively hard to do.
Wow.
Well, the engine heat gets in there and it'll start to chafe, and oil on that rubber insulation, it just gets it really soft. And 2 of those wires hit and you're done.
Then you're done.
That's it, huh? And you have had wiring problems. I think you even had it ripped right out of the car one time. Did you not? Didn't it wrap around a half shaft or something one day, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I did that too. That was the first wiring issue I had with the Neon. Thanks for reminding me of that.
So I just remembered it. I'm sorry. I have this memory trust me.
I learned really quick, if you use a hose clamp to fix a boot on a half shaft, you cut off the excess and then tape it a lot.
Grabbed it.
Yeah, it ripped it literally out of every plug on the motor.
Oh, jeez.
So what'd you do?
Had to rewire it.
Oh.
Did you replace it or rewire it manually? I mean, did you go buy another harness or did you fix what you had?
I believe at that point in time we were lucky enough we actually had another harness. I just had to change a couple of plugs.
So many guys, we're down to about 5 minutes here, and I'm sure there's a few people we need to thank before we close up the program here, but so many guys have problems with the right front, either losing the right front wheel, the right front tire going flat. Without giving us your speed secrets, have you figured a problem? Have you figured out a solution to that problem, or do you not have that problem with your cars?
A lot of the guys that were losing the wheels on the right front weren't really doing much as far as camber. In a front-wheel drive car, running that wheel straight up and down, you start leaning on it, it actually gives it the camber in the wrong way, and it'll just tear the rims right up. It'll bust them right off, tears up the hub. So usually as long as you camber the right front, you're pretty decent. I've lost the tires a time or two just running too low of an air pressure doing it. Some guys tend to put tubes in them, and I don't really usually run a round enough tire for running a tube. They're usually still pretty low and wide, and just shred a tube up about as quick.
Are you limited on the width of the tire you can run? Yeah.
I do want to say that there is a width rule on the rim. I really don't know. I just stick to the stock ones. I know there's still plenty within the rules.
Yeah.
The only issue I've ever had was when they IMCA changed their rule to you had to run at least a 60. My GSIs on my Storms, they had a 55 and a 50. So I actually had to change rims on those cars to actually get the 60 series tire.
Huh. What works better, the aluminum mag wheels or steel wheel?
I actually prefer the steel. You can actually straighten a steel wheel out pretty decent. You can take a decent shot on aluminum one and you're just done.
It'll bust. Yeah.
It'll break. Okay.
Topaz taught me that too.
Topaz taught you that too?
You learned a lot of things with that old car, huh?
Man, them 6 races were hell, buddy. I'm telling you.
But they were memorable.
Oh yeah. I remember them greatly.
And you learned that you can't knock the wall down.
That wall was tough. I tried.
Now, you build your own cars, and we've seen people get injured in these cars. maybe they weren't built quite so correctly. I'm thinking of one guy that hit the wall over at Minneapolis, car folded up, and he had some foot problems for quite some time. Was that a build problem or was that a car problem?
A lot of that, I think, was that car was a few years old. It had been straightened out
A couple of times, so it folded pretty quickly.
Yeah. Another deal on that is it's the one rule IMCA has, or one thing in their rules that I totally disagree with. They allow you to run a bar from the roll cage to the strut tower. And if you put a bar in there on these cars that are meant to fold, it causes everything to go under.
It makes them.
And I know in his case, he still was running the factory dash, and when the car folded under, the bell housing pushed in on the floorboard, and his legs right at the knees were caught under the dash.
That's what happened to him.
Something had to go.
Wow.
And in that, unfortunately, it was his leg.
Yeah.
And I'm not picking on him. We know, but it's just one of those things that happened. And those cars got a bad rap because they weren't safe enough.
Right.
And I don't think that it was. My point is, I don't think that it was a safety issue. I just think it was. I know with some of Ryan's old cars, we took them and crushed them because you shouldn't have been racing them anymore after that.
Yeah, they depending on where they get bent, they probably shouldn't be straightened. You should probably just take the cage and get rid of what's left.
Get a new one, huh? Yeah. How long does it take to strip a car down and build one? I mean, can a guy do it in 3 or 4 weeks?
My record's one night.
One night? Wow.
One night. Yeah, my camouflage car, I drove it into the shop, a street car, full glass seats, belts, the whole 9 yards, and 3 o'clock in the morning it was a race ready.
Put a cage in it and it was ready to go. Wow.
What do you build your cage out of?
1.5 inches.
Okay. Anything in particular?
Just the 1.5 inch 095 wall.
095 wall meets the specifications.
Yeah, it goes to the spec.
IMCA specs.
I don't even go smaller on the seat brackets. I keep everything.
One of the worst things I think I ever saw in recent years was a car like yours without a seat bracket in it. The base of the seat was bolted to the floorboard, and the back of the seat was bolted to the roll cage. You're just asking for a catastrophe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That you got to have it where that seat is going to move with the cage if anything happens.
You've seen that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And it's a catastrophe waiting to happen.
It's not a good thing.
You need that whole seat to stay with the roll cage.
Yeah.
So obviously you have a general idea of what you're doing and have been at it long enough. So.
Yeah. Holy cow! She just picked up a sponsor.
Are you kidding me? Come here. Get back over here. You can't lay $100 down then walk away. Did you really just do that? Randy Rusty from New Cambria, folks. Randy helps us around the shop here a little bit. He sponsors Ryan's car. He helps me with my car. Just laid $100 down to help you go racing. What do you think of that?
Thank you.
Randy's a pretty good guy. Like I said, he works on just about everything that's in here with us, and he's a good guy. And he'll be at the races because he's going to help me get my car to the track. We got to figure. We don't have a trailer yet. That's one of the other things that Billy needs. But Randy's promised to help me. Good guy, and congratulations. Just picked yourself up a $100 sponsor. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Randy Rusty, thank you very much, Randy.
Well, now that
Thank
you
you.
made her dream.
Now that you picked up a sponsor tonight, you want to mention some of the others you got?
Yeah.
The Jackson Fuller Youth Racing Fund
Okay.
from Stacy and Warren. I really enjoy being able to get that. It's pretty cool. Me and Kale. And Speedline Racing. We got our window net and our installation kit and stuff. And then we'll end up getting free tear-offs. And then I know. And Mike Hill for Hill Job Graphics for the vinyl and the shirts.
Looks like you're going to be giving him a call.
Yeah, now you can order some stuff.
Now.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of people want more. So
You want it under M&D? Okay. M&D Lawn Care is what you need to put on your car, okay?
Okay.
Can you do that for him?
Yeah.
Dad, can you make that happen? Okay, there you go. All right, Bobby, as we wind this thing up, any final thoughts?
I don't. Just see everybody out at Hayes this weekend. If not, dial it up on Dirt Track Central.
There you go.
What?
Do you want to do a show next Tuesday? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I always want to do a show.
Okay, Dave, you up for a show Tuesday night?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wait. Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
I can't.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you can, but I'll be on my way to Iowa.
Iowa?
Yeah.
What are you doing up in Iowa?
We're going to that Frostbuster tour.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, so no show next Tuesday.
Well, you guys can.
Well, he had to think about it for a minute. We'll let you know.
Okay.
How about that? We'll figure it out. I can definitely do it by myself.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the, yeah. Don't like it, but it's fine. And then April 7th, we start at Chuck's.
Yeah.
How's the building coming down there?
Hey, it's coming along. They got it all sheeted.
Is the kitchen in operation? Did you go in and check it out yet?
I haven't gone inside yet, but it's going to be cool.
April 7th, we start at Chuck's.
Yep. And that won't be ready yet, but it'll be this summer when it'll be done.
Sure.
I'm excited.
You better start getting guests lined up, okay?
I already got that going.
2 weeks, Bobby.
Yep, 2 weeks.
You've been warned.
I know it. I got one
You got one?
for the second night. haven't got anybody for the first night yet.
Bobby, my co-host, he's got one for the second night, but we ain't sure about the first night yet. I think I do the first night first.
I got an idea on who it's going to be. I just got to talk to him.
You got an idea on it? You don't want to let it out of the hat just yet?
No, because I haven't talked to him yet.
Well,
I'll see him this weekend.
all right.
He'll be here. He'll be there.
Works for me.
And then the other one will be a call-in.
Oh, God.
What?
You know how I hate those.
Well,
Okay.
it's just stuff we got to do.
Paco, anybody else you need to thank before we turn you loose tonight?
Yeah, I need to thank my wife, obviously, for putting up with all this. And plus, she's over there giving me the death glare if I don't say something. So,
Yeah.
Chris Walker, Walker Racing, he helped us out as far as getting tubing. Chris and Tony Humphreys let me use their pipe bender. Some buddies of mine from work chipped in to help make sure that I got my welder converted over to gas so I could actually do all the work myself at my own shop. It was always nice being able to go down to Midas and do it, but
Yeah, we lost Midas, didn't
yeah, I lost a lot of help when we lost Midas.
we? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
No, Josh Howard, obviously, he's helped me do a lot of work. A lot of work on both of these.
Good.
My mom and dad, obviously, just because, without them, kind of wouldn't be able to do this at all. So.
Certainly. Okay. All right, look for these two on the racetrack sometime this summer. Brittany will be there sometime after June, after she turns old enough to compete. Of course, Paco's going to start probably right from the gate and see what he can do. Good luck, both of you, this year. Be fun to watch you guys race together. I'll be playing the same game in a different class. We'll just see if I can get it done.
Well, after you get a couple nights under your belt, we'll have you come on the radio and let us know how it is.
That work for you?
See if it's what you think it was going to be like.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thanks for watching, listening to us. We greatly appreciate it. Bobby, great job again as usual. Paco, Brittany, thanks again for coming down, taking time out of your night. Of course, Dave Chevrolet over there. I think Dave's got a job now. I think he's designing websites for people. So if you need one, definitely get a hold of him. He produces this thing for us. And like I said, yours truly was running really late tonight, and I was hustling to get here. I didn't even stop to get gas late this afternoon. I didn't think I was going to make it here. So now it's going to be a test to see if I can get from here to in town.
Get home,
yeah.
Or get in
No, I'm
town.
home. I don't have to go anywhere else tonight, but it's going to be in town to get fuel. So thanks so much, Bobby. Great job tonight, Dave. Thank you again as well. Randy, Russie, M&D Lawn Care, thanks for coming by, sponsoring a young lady. Didn't really expect that, but thank you so much. Now, the bad part about that is you're probably going to get a zillion phone calls in the next few days from all the racers wanting sponsored. So hang in there. We appreciate it. Thanks for helping out the young lady. For RaceTalk Live Shop Talk, Bill Gritt, Bobby Potts saying so long. See you in a couple of weeks. Definitely see you April 7th on 1150 KSAL AM.